Hello YouTube and fellow DC comic fans, I'm Keith the One Shot, and this is my Comic Complete Dramatic Reading Series, and today we will be covering The Flash Rebirth, issue 23, Running Scared Prelude, featuring the Green Lantern from DC Rebirth. All art, text, characters, and storylines belong to DC Comics, not me. If you enjoy these stories, feel free to go out and support DC Comics and your local comic book shops. The 25th century. Welcome to the Flash Museum. Normally, the museum is full of the Flash's adoring fans, those who yearn to know the Flash the way we do. But I felt like you and I should take a private tour. For our first history lesson, let me tell you about a man I know quite well. Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, aka Professor Zoom. He was many things to many people, but to the Flash, he was a partner, an ally, his best friend. This is his story. We then go to Star Labs morgue in the present day. We join Barry Allen as he's going over the decayed body of Eobard Thawne. As Barry says to himself, "Just another one of your tricks, isn't it? Your death, whatever got you, didn't really kill you. It just slowed you down. Any moment, you'll be back again." "Mr. Allen, you're still here, dude?" A Star Lab doctor asks Barry, and Barry replies, Yeah, sorry, Jim. I just wanted to be a little extra careful on this case. But the Flash brought Thawne's body in days ago, one of the doctors says, and the other doctor says, "Let us take it from here. I promise we'll let you know if we find anything." Barry agrees to take a break and leave, and then the two doctors joke to themselves how Barry was talking to himself while he's going over Thawne's body, and the one doctor says, "Remember that when you see Barry Allen serial killer on the news." The second doctor replies, "Whatever, he's friends with the Flash. That's gotta count for something." The first doctor says, "I guess that Allen has just always rubbed me the wrong way. It's like he's hiding something." As we take a closer look into the decayed body of the Reverse Flash, and we look even closer, look into his eyes, we see a dim tss, and a light sparks up. We then cut to Barry Allen. It's his birthday party, and all his friends, led by Iris West, threw Barry a birthday surprise party. "Thanks, everyone." How late am I, Iris?" Barry says, and Iris replies, "No one is ever late on their birthday, Barry." Barry's friends, Forrest, then wishes Barry a happy birthday, and tries talking to Barry, but Barry has too much on his mind, and Barry thinks to himself, "I don't have the heart to tell Iris that not only did I forget my own birthday, I don't feel like celebrating it either. Not with everything that's been going on lately. That man with the tin helmet who saved Bruce and me from being lost in the time stream, he was ripped back to wherever he's been held. He knew me, but I wasn't able to save him. When he left, it felt like a piece of me left with him." Barry has so many thoughts racing through his head. Thomas Wayne's final message to Bruce during the Flashpoint timeline. How Barry and Bruce can't help but feel responsible. Barry also thinks how Kid Flash now knows that Barry is the Flash, but won't even look at him, let alone talk to him. Kid Flash was mostly mad at Barry for Barry not telling Iris that he's the Flash, and Barry wonders if Kid Flash is right. Barry has told himself in the past that he keeps his secret to protect Iris, and he admits to himself that's not the only reason he hasn't told Iris. Barry thinks, "She's the greatest woman I know, and I wouldn't want to lose her." Barry then thinks in fear about Thawne, how he's always been fast, faster than Wally, faster than me. Within a blink of an eye, Thawne kills my friends, and I'm powerless to stop it, leaving me completely alone. Thawne murdered my mother to make me suffer, and for years, I went without family. Now I have built a life for myself. I can't help but worry and fear that... David Sen then calls out Barry's name, which gets his attention and gets him out of his thoughts and back to the party. David tells Barry how he's been telling him about how Hartley and him just bought a brand new house together, and Barry apologized, saying, "Sorry, David, I've been thinking about a case." David tells Barry that the crime lab is closed down for the night as everybody who works there is all at Barry's party right now. And David asks Barry what's really going on in his mind. Then Hartley jokes with David, saying, "Barry's still shocked over the birthday party surprise." Even Barry's father, Henry Allen, is here to wish his son a happy birthday, but Barry is too far into his thoughts to pay attention or notice. Iris then asks Barry if he's about to pull one of his infamous disappearing acts, and Barry assures Iris that he won't. Just then we hear a voice say, "Hey buddy, looks like I'm here right on time." It's Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern and one of the Flash's best friends. Barry thinks to himself, as a member of the Green Lantern Corps, Hal has saved the universe more times than I could count. But it isn't that ring that makes Hal one of the bravest and best men I know, it's his heart. Hal then gives Barry a birthday gift, and Barry jokes to Hal that, "Yeah, I liked it, especially when I gave it to you for your birthday, 2 years ago." Hal then replies saying, "Really? You sure? Haven't been home in a long time, so..." Barry replies saying, "Too long. I'm just happy to see you, buddy." Barry then introduces Hal to Iris, and she says how she's heard so much about Hal, but if he doesn't mind, she needs to talk to Barry for a moment. Iris says to Barry, "Don't think because Flyboy over here showed up that you're off the hook. It's just disappointing. We're all here for you, but Barry, where are you?" Barry tells Iris that he just has a lot on his mind, and that is nothing for Iris to worry about. And then Iris replies saying, "Are you actually saying it's not you, it's me, Barry?" And Hal Jordan, who is still standing there, awkwardly jokes to himself, "Alien invasion! Like, right now! Please!" Iris then switches over to Sirius and says to Barry, "Barry, I'm so used to you being a little distant. It's a part of the whole Barry Allen package. But if you want any kind of future for us, whatever it is you've been hiding, it's time to yank that Band-Aid off and fess up." Barry replies saying, "What do you mean?" Just then, everybody at the party begins screaming, "Run!" And we see Dalton Black, aka Multiplex, a metahuman who is able to make unlimited numbers of duplicates of himself, attacking the party, and he's looking for someone. Hal Jordan then says to Barry, "Your town, your call." Then Barry says to Iris, "I know you see this thing as a big story, but I need you to go home. I've got to help the cops evacuate the area. We'll continue this conversation later, I promise." Barry sees Kid Flash and tells him, "Get Iris out of here, Wally!" And Kid Flash replies to Barry saying, "You forget we're not partners anymore? Because you're sure as hell not my boss." Barry quickly says, "You can be as mad as me as you want, but please, take care of Iris." "Fine," Wally says. Hal Jordan then says, "Barry, over here! No one will see us change!" And then, just like a badass scene out of a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, we see both Barry Allen and Hal Jordan both use their respective rings to transform into the Flash and the Green Lantern. And Barry thinks to himself, "I hate sending Wally and Iris away like this, but Iris is already suspicious. The jig will be up if she sees her boyfriend Barry Allen and his buddy Hal Jordan together as the Flash and the Green Lantern." Dalton Black then finds who he came here looking for, a girl named Sally, and Multiplex confronts the woman by saying to her, "What happened to us, Sally? We had a connection, and recently I had a near-death experience. It made me realize something. I already knew, that you and I can't live without you in my life." Sally replies to Multiplex by saying in fear, "What are you talking about? We just had one date together, Dalton." Multiplex replies by saying, "You know my heart." Hal Jordan then smashes one of the Multiplex duplicates in the face with a green energy construct and says, "Sounds like you're not the only one with relationship problems, Flash." And the Flash responds, "Was it that obvious?" as he punches a few of the duplicates in the face himself. Multiplex then demands that the Flash and Green Lantern go away! "Can't you see this is a private conversation?" Flash then jokes to Hal, "I'll give you an update on my love life after we take down your bad guy here." And Hal replies, "My bad guy? I thought Multiplex was one of yours." "Doesn't matter. There's enough of him to go around," the Flash says as he confronts several of Multiplex duplicates. And Hal says, "Think you're fast enough to grab the girl?" as the two of them quickly form a plan. Hal Jordan attacks and defeats dozens of duplicates with a pure energy construct from his ring and tells the Flash, "While I clear a path, you keep Multiplex busy." Hal destroys more duplicates and the Flash runs in and grabs the girl. "And here I was worried that your birthday party was going to be dull," Hal jokes to the Flash. The Flash then brings the woman far enough away from the battle and asks her why Multiplex would be after her in the first place. And the woman tells the Flash how she met him at a conference for nuclear science. He was so charming, so she gave him his number. But he kept calling her. He kept texting her. He wouldn't stop. He was obsessed. The Flash thinks to himself as he quickly races back to where Hal Jordan and Multiplex are still fighting. People like Multiplex, they don't stop. They go after your family, your friends. Even when those stalkers aren't physically present, they make every moment of your life about them, attacking when you least expect it. Thorn, he nearly killed Batman. Hal Jordan asks the Flash, "So what's your plan, Barry?" Multiplex keeps multiplying, but Barry is too focused, too far into his own thoughts and fears, and keeps thinking to himself, "I'll never forget the look on Bruce's body, near death, in the Batcave. What if Thorn ever attacked Hal like that?" Hal Jordan is trying to get the Flash's attention, and finally does by yelling, "Barry!" one last time. Then the Flash replies by saying, what? Sorry." Then Multiplex says to them both, "Why did you take her from me? I just don't want to be..." Then, a million duplicates of Multiplex make a huge wave of copies of themselves, crashing down on Green Lantern and the Flash, and yell out, "Alone!" Hal and Flash are both being swarmed, but both think there's too many of them. Flash thinks to himself, "I was so distracted that I ran right into danger." Meanwhile, over at the house of Iris West, Kid Flash has just run him and Iris home safe, and Iris asks, "Wally, what the heck are you doing?" I just wanted to get you home safe, Aunt Iris." I wish people would stop doing that. Stop treating me with kid gloves. I did that to you when I lied to you about your father, and it only made things worse in the end. I should have trusted that you could handle it. Wally then says to Iris, "We need to talk about Daniel." Iris replies, telling Wally, "I know you've been worried ever since you became Kid Flash that you could end up like Daniel, but you're not him. You're not Daniel. Daniel was a monster when he was the Reverse Flash." Then we hear a voice from inside Iris West's house. "Actually, I hate to quibble, but there's only one Reverse Flash." And in the home of Iris West, we see the return of Eobard Thawne, the one true Reverse Flash. He's sitting in a chair as he's been waiting for the both of them. And that ends The Flash Rebirth, issue 23.
Color of Fear.
Comic published by DC Comics. All rights, story, arts, and characters are owned by DC Comics and their respective owners. Not me. This has been The Flash Rebirth, issue 23, and I'm your host, Keith One Shot. If you like this video, make sure to support DC Comics and pick up a copy of the trades or single-issue comics. Support your local comic book shop, take care, and have a great day. Goodbye!